Oh, it's Captain Walt here. Let's turn that off. Come on, it is good. There we go. I do not know why my there's some reason my light stays on. I don't know why. It's wigged out. But here, we're getting back on the freeway. Our way to Newport Beach. We have a drink. Oh, let's turn the lights on so you can see me. Woohoo! We want the left, right turn lane. The left, right turn lane. There we go. That's the one we want. We're going to follow Mr. Truck onto the southbound freeway, I guess. Where's he going? I do not know where he's going. He's not going south. Okay. We are on the freeway. Well, we're on a 20 mile an hour ramp that gets us onto the freeway. We're going to walk her up to 70 miles an hour. We're going to let it take us all the way into the 91 at that speed. Almost. It's real close. I think it drops down to 60 just before the 210. About 15 miles north of the 91. So there we go. We got 64. There's 70 miles an hour. It's all set. Let's go. I have legit street cars talking in the background in my headphones. There we go. I pause that because I kind of want to listen to that video or watch it when I get home. Here we go. 21.5 miles to the gallon. And we are on our way. Woohoo! So I had a nice dinner. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravies, and green beans. It was a good dinner. We are, about 250 or so miles from Newport. I mean, not 250, 150. I don't know for sure, but we'll do the map. This is maps. I'm just going to do my home. There it is. It has it in there, and hit start. And it says we are 1 hour and 40 minutes and 114 miles away from home. We'll see that. Hi! I see you saying hi. Oh! We're driving along. Can't really read all the other stuff. I'm just Captain Walt, headed back to my boat. I went out to Las Vegas to do some work on the owner's house. He had purchased a new TV to put over his bar. Wanted to move some cars around. Drove a lot of cool cars over the weekend. McLaren 720S, Maserati MC20, C8 Corvette wide body carbon fiber wide body. That was a cool car. A AMG SLR, both a new one and then just an old SLR, Mercedes SLR, a 1957 or 9, old. You know the SL300? I drove an SL300 SLR. What was funny is the boss had a 1955 SLR. I did not know how rare those cars were. I loved that car when I saw it. He sold it. He made a good amount on it. And then we find out those cars go for $10 million. I don't know if he got $10 million for it. But, he may just not tell you. He makes $10 million on a car. He doesn't want to brag about that. At least not to me. Ooh. Wow. But that car collection is beautiful. Let me tell you, it's just a right kind of cars. Let me show you. The car I like the most, we did not move today. But it is an absolute beauty. And I didn't take pictures of it because I'm an idiot, as I will admit to all the time. Lots of cars, 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 lots of cars. Oh, that's, can you see that? That is a Lamborghini Aventador. And if you can see, look at my fingers are in the way. We're pulling it out. We just had it wrapped. It's it has the 63 as a tribute to the Lamborghini race car. It's beautiful. That car is gorgeous. You're an idiot. You don't pass on the right. There was no reason for him to pass on the right. That's just an idiot. Pass me on the left. Go fast. Perfectly fine. It's what I expect. What if I decided to go to the right and I did? I saw him. I looked, saw him. He's way back there. Didn't realize the speed when I glanced and went over in front of him. Now, he could have lost control and just crashed into the desert on his own, never even touched me. But yet, I would be the one considered at fault, like a miss and run, they call it. It wouldn't have been my fault. It would have been his fault for driving like an idiot in the right lane. Trust me, I've been over 100 miles an hour on the freeway, but it was over 7 years ago. One of the most gorgeous cars I think that there is a 2012 Lamborghini Aventador. And the reason I like that car more than the newer ones, it was the only year they offered the Aventador with the powered louvers that would pivot up when you hit speeds, because they thought it needed that to catch air so that it wouldn't overheat. The Lamborghinis were well known ever since the Lamborghini Countach for overheating. There have been major improvements from aftermarket stuff where people had bought, fans and louvers and stuff that they put into the radiator, and they would pump a lot more air over the radiator when you were in traffic so they wouldn't overheat. But man, those cars would overheat. I remember my brother on PCH. The air conditioner would only work if the car was moving at freeway speeds. And when he was on PCH, he opened the door because it was so damn hot in the car, and the windows only went down this far. So he opened the door and a cop pulled him over and gave him a ticket. He got out of it. Just a Lamborghini is just one of the problems. Oh, look at that. There's a lot of people chatting. Hi, people. I can't read your chats. I'm driving. We're going to the Newport Beach. We're going to the boat. We're going to go to the Aviator. If you don't know, I'm Captain Walt. Let's see if I can find a picture of the Aviator. Oh, well, there's a picture of it. Can you see that? That's the Aviator. That's where I'm going. Yeah, I know. The picture goes away. But that's the Aviator. Can you see it? Maybe if I dim the picture, it'll look better. Is that better? There you go. That's the Aviator. That's where we're going. It's in Newport Beach, California. Be nice to get on board, get in my bunk. I made a funny video, and it's so true. Uh, the day I made it is Sunday. Every Sunday, I'm on that boat for 4 hours, running everything, checking everything, check every bilge pump, make sure they all work, check all the cabling, check my steering mechanism, 100% to port, 100% to port, 100% starboard, back to center. You know, use it or lose it. That's the name. Run my bow thruster. Run my engines up to temperature. Check the turbos. Check the intakes. Check the oil. Check the coolant levels. Check everything. Just check everything. Run alternators. So I have both a 12 volt and a 24 volt. My port is a 12 volt alternator, and my starboard is a 24 volt alternator. Run the genset. So start the generator, run it up, run the generator for half an hour, get it to temperature, let it heat up the exhaust so that there's no moisture left in the exhaust. Because remember, we pump water into the exhaust. So when you turn it off, any water residual is going to steam, and so you run that out every Sunday. You want to just do that. Today was Sunday, but I was working out here. So tomorrow I will do all this. And then I go out to the tender, fire it up. Sometimes I just spin it around the back of the harbor. Just run it around, just move it or lose it. I'm going to put the icing glass up on it this weekend. Well, this is the weekend, but on Monday, tomorrow. I'm going to put the icing glass up on it because now that it's chilly, it's not summer anymore, you put the icing glass up on it and it stays nicer in the boat while you're out in the water. You don't get that wind blowing in your face. Because I know what's going to happen. We're going to do the tour of the bay and look at the Christmas lights. It's just what you do. Woohoo! Now he's passing me on the right, but he's passing me very respectfully. He didn't go by me at 100 miles an hour. However, he's pulling a trailer and he's going over 70. That's definitely a ticket. He's doing 75 miles an hour. We're just about to peak the crest here of the, I guess, a small mountain range between Barstow and Victorville. And after that, it's pretty much a downhill into Victorville, and my fuel kind of goes bloop, 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 goes up a bit. But then just before Victorville, you go through a little valley, cross the bridge, cross Route 66, and then you go up into Victorville, and you go to the Cajon Summit, and then it's a lot of downhill. We'll probably see this thing over 22, 23 miles per gallon at that point. And the whole way down the hill is getting 30 plus miles a gallon. Trying to see what that is. It's something limited. It just said 4-wheel drive, 4x4 and limited. New redesigned body style, whatever it is. It might have been the new Ford Explorer. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Dale Evans Parkway. Yeah, we are definitely getting into Victorville now. But we've gone over the summit. We're going downhill. In fact, if I go down to my mallets, I'm well above the 20 mile per gallon mark. I'm just barely under the 30. In fact, now it's at 30. Yeah, it's pegged at 30. We're going down a little bit downhill more now. Hold OK to reset. Now, I want to see what I get miles per gallon. I filled up at the Sam's Club in Las Vegas off of Rainbow and I think it was Spring Mountains Road. Somewhere right there. You could, if you look at Rainbow Spring Mountains Road and look for the closest Sam's Club, that's the gas station I filled up at. And I zeroed my meters from there. And it doesn't tell me how many miles I've went since there. But since my tank was full, I still have 256 miles to empty. That's what it reads. So that's kind of cool. There's Victorville. You guys want to see Victorville? This is what it looks like. That's Victorville out there in the distance. I'll turn these lights off. Maybe you can see it better. See those lights out there in the distance? Let's see if I can hold it a little steadier. I guess I can't, huh? Yeah. I don't know if you can really see that. Yeah, let's just go back. Turn the light back on. Put the camera back on. Yeah, that probably wasn't that interesting, but there you go. I'll just show you. Oh, there you go. With my hard hat. That's what that yellow thing is back there. Oh. So I'm going to say that's probably about 20 miles away from the summit there. How far are we away from the 19? Well, I guess that should show me on the map. The map should still be going on this. Let's just see. Go. And it says my next turn is, oh, that's right. Okay. So the bottom of the Cajon Pass is 34 miles away. So the police have a car pulled over. And they're all in the middle of the desert. Somebody ran off the road, flipped over, and ambulance get on the road up here in front of me and pulled away. So obviously they took somebody away from that accident, and they're driving them to the hospital now. But the officer was out in the middle. Yeah, he was a good 50 feet off of the freeway with a flashlight walking around with whatever. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Standard Wells Road. Bell Mountain exit, 1 mile. There's an airport for this exit. I remember where I'm at. I've seen it. Guy has his own little hangar and a little runway. Has a windsock out there and take off and land. It looks more like his work than it does look like his home. It's kind of cool, but I guess you could go out and buy a place out in the desert, pave a little runway, put a windsock, have a truck to fuel to you every now and then, and let's live out in the desert and fly to a little airport into town. So a friend of mine, he has a mooring in Catalina, and he has to call Catalina Harbor and say, hey, I'm coming over on, he pulls right up to his mooring and ties off. Sometimes the harbor master say, hey, will we have a boat on your mooring? And they paid for 2 weeks, and we can't give you your mooring, but we're going to give you the mooring next to it, and go to mooring 117 or whatever, and they might do that for you. So that's crazy. crazy, man, crazy. But it's neat to go into that harbor, hand them your documents, they ask you and you pay with cash. You got to pay cash, and then they assign you mooring, hand over fist. There's a fishing rod attached to a small buoy, and you go up and you grab that and you pull it out of the water. And when you pull it out of the water, it pulls up a rope. And then you pull that rope up, and then you get the thick rope. And the rope will have an eye hole. You put that on your front. Then you walk down the side of your boat, pulling the thick rope up that's attached to that eye hole. Because what you do is you pull that up till you get to the eye hole. And then you pull the thick rope down the side of your boat, which then gives you the rope that's attached to the aft mooring. And then you tie that up to your boat. And that's it. You're just sitting in the harbor. Nice and steady. And we call the water taxis. We don't tow our tender over to the island when we go. It just doesn't make sense. You know, for the $5 it costs to call the water taxi over to your boat to take you to shore, you burn that times over dragging your mooring over. Your mooring, your tender over. I remember the Mojo would do that. He'd drop his engine down in the water on his tender so that it would stay nice and just tow it the whole way over. Have it on about a 100-foot line. He'd tow it in the harbor about 40 foot out, but then once he got out of the harbor, he'd drop it back 100 foot. Here's Old Town Victorville. It's Route 18, State Route 18, which is Old Route 66, the Mother Road. Yeah, it says 66 on the sign there. Try to show to you. Oh no, you can't see it. It's all blur, but there's Route 66 on there. Yeah. There you go. Now we go up this hill. So that was all the downhill. That got us up to 21.6. Why are you passing me on the right? I just don't get it. And I got the cruise control set on, speeding up. I'm not slowing down. My truck is maintaining speed. So that's that. Mojave Drive. Fairground second exit. Never noticed that sign before. I mean, wet my whistle. I like this drink. This is Arnold Palmer. It's 50% lemonade, 50% unsweetened iced tea. Half and half. Not as sweet as the soda. Still has that sweet taste. In fact, it tastes sweeter than sodas used to taste to me. Because I don't drink syrupy sodas anymore. They're just too sweet for me. And I should just drink unsweetened iced tea from now on in water. Unsweetened iced tea, water. Unsweetened iced tea, water. Like every other bottle. Should be unsweetened iced tea and water. I think I should start that. Maybe I'll start that tomorrow. That would be a good thing. We are definitely in Victorville now. City of Victorville Auto Park. Okay. New cars to the left, new cars to the right. And a Costco. There you go. Oh, so this truck really, this is a good workhorse truck. Let me tell you, it scared the hell out of me. I think it was Tuesday. I went to pick up my employee who works with me when I do electrical, and I normally just pick him up at this Jack in the Box, and he's usually sitting in the parking lot waiting for me. And I get him to work. He wasn't there, and there was some other guy there. I go, no, 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 no. I work with Alex. I'm not working with no one else. And the guy goes, okay, but he's translating on his phone. And I had started my car, and I left my foot on the accelerator pedal, and I didn't realize it because I was trying to pay attention to what the guy was doing. I over-revved my motor. I didn't over-rev it like in RPMs, but I just revved it. I think it was over 2,000 RPM when it first started up, but it did it for like 2 minutes, and it caused the car to default to a, like it thought it had a problem. It didn't know that I accidentally did it. It thought that the throttle position sensor was stuck. Well, it was stuck because I'm an idiot and I had my foot on the pedal. It took me a half an hour to clear that error. In fact, it took me more than half an hour. I was an hour late for work. But I got that day's work done by myself. And I messed with my car. And I was able to get it fixed by taking the sensor off, and, you know, kind of like we used to do to the old Nintendo games. Plugged it back in, and then the truck started running normal, but it did leave the engine light on it. It left the engine light on. Check engine light. But then it just went away. Just all on its own. Just went away. And now it's telling us to slow down. Slow down. Your speed is 58 miles an hour in a 60. Alright, I gotta stay in the left lane. It's not that I'm speeding or anything, it's that where we're going through Victorville, it's 3 lanes, and the trucks tend to stand in the center lane. Because they're not allowed to go full speed, we ended up catching right up with them. So that's what happens. Yeah, the speed limit here is 70 miles an hour. I'm doing 69, 70. Now I'm doing 70. Highway 2 closed at Big Pines Highway. I think that has something to do with the fires over the summer. They're still closed down. There was a fire, and a lot of the vegetation was, obviously killed and burnt off. And then there was a rain, which caused a slide, and it took out some of the road up there. They said it was going to be like until 2025 sometime when the road would be opened up again. But the neat thing is I haven't had to go up to Lake Arrowhead or Big Bear. It's fun going up to those lakes and taking a guided tour of the lake and sitting there with another professional captain. I don't tell him that I don't tell him what I do. Or if I do, I tell him at the total end. Like when they come up and they go, hi, that was really nice. By the way, I like the way you did this, this, and this. By the way, I'm Captain Walt. And I show him my channel. I said, this is what I did. But it was nice to see how you handle your boat. It's really nice. It's really nice seeing these guys. They do it every day. They bring those boats into the dock like an average person parking their car in their own driveway. It's like force of habit. I guess the people want to get home fast. Wow, we're already at Main Street. I think we're past Victorville now. I think this is Hesperia. I do believe we're in Hesperia, and it says we're an hour and 11 minutes away from home. Wow, we're making good time. And there's one of my favorite restaurants is the Texas Steakhouse. My understanding that is owned by, that singer. It goes out to all the girls I loved or something like that. Come on, I know the name of his guitar. His guitar's name is Tigger. I know that, and I can't remember his name. I can see him. He's a friend of Woody Harrelson's. He's a big avid on marijuana. He likes that. He's a country singer. Come on, I can't remember his name. I can see him. The beard, the mustache, the long hair, the cowboy hat. Come on. I think he sings that the song Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas in Spanish, with a famous Spanish country singer, Spanish singing country singer. Don't particularly know that he's Spanish. I know that he's Spanish speaking. He could be from Mexico or anywhere in South America, as far as I understand. What is his name? I think Joe comes up in my head, but I can't remember his name. It's gonna bug me trying to remember his name. Willie Nelson. Somebody already said it. You said that's right. Willie Nelson. He owns. And here's how I found out. I went to a Texas Roadhouse, and they gave us Willie Nelson's table. And that's when they explained to us that he was the owner. And I looked at the menu, and I said, I normally get a ribeye steak, but I'm out to dinner. I decided, no problem, spare no expenses, let's get the porterhouse. It was more expensive, but I'm out to dinner and I'm out to enjoy my time. That what made me remember that evening, but I tipped 20%. I'm sorry, and they served us well. Our drinks were never low. Everything was just well taken care of. Our service was fantastic. I tipped 20%. We happened to go to the one just outside of San Bernardino. I think it was in Fontana. I think that's the actual city that this Texas Roadhouse was in. It was right off of the 210 freeway. But the lady cried when we gave her a 20% tip, and we're like, why? She goes, oh, people don't tip here. It's just like, they do tip, but they tip very below market standard. Like, they're used to leaving $5 to $10 at another restaurant because their bill is $25 to $50. And when they're here, they don't realize their bill is $100 to $150, and they still leave the same $5 to $10. But she was in tears, and it drove me nuts. and she packed up our leftovers. Really nice. We have a puppy, and it was really nice. And it was a great experience. And then she was also shocked that I pulled up. I went and walked out into the parking lot, got the car, pulled it up front, got out of the truck, went to the passenger side, opened the door for my lady. Why? Because that's the way you're supposed to do it. And she was like, wow. Anyway, she made the night more memorable by her mentioning that she noticed that I did this and the 20% tip. And what's funny is, I think I actually gave her like a 25% tip because the service was so overwhelming and so overwhelmingly nice. I've been tipped $300 on a $400 drive when I took a limo and I picked up a golfer, Tommy Armour III. He had just placed second place at the Palm Springs tournament. It was a big tournament. It was the Bob Hope Desert Classics. And so this is years ago. This was back in I would say it had to be in the 90s, like 95-ish. And somebody offered him a beach house in Malibu. And I got the phone call in Newport Beach, of all places. I ran a limo service. I was a manager. And when I heard the run, I could hear drivers complaining. I got to drive for 2 hours to Palm Springs, then drive to Malibu, and then from Malibu back to Newport Beach, but I'm only going to get paid for the drive from Palm Springs to Malibu. I go, yeah, but I'm charging him a really good amount. It's charging $400. So that driver would have made just off of that thing. I mean, they still got 8 hours, but I could just hear them all complaining. I knew my drivers. So I just said, you know what? It's a Sunday. I'll drive myself. I got in the car. It was a slow night. Forwarded the phone to my cell phone. Drove out to Palm Springs. Picked up Tommy Arner and his friends. Drove them out to Malibu. Got them into their place. He asked me, he goes, hey, we have an airplane to pick to catch at such and such time in the morning. Can you be here to pick us up and take us to the airport? I go, I'll be here with bells on. I already saw he had peeled off $200 to hand me. He pulled off another $100 and handed it to me. I was so freaking happy. Because at that time I had a 1985 Jaguar SJX. It's a V12. And it needed a alternator, and I was like, dang, I'm gonna be broke. I'm gonna get my alternator fixed and I'm just gonna be broke. I won't be able to go to the movies. I'm gonna have to eat freaking beans and rice. And he handed me that $300 in 1995. That was the cost of putting an alternator on a Jaguar XJS. So I was really happy. And I dropped him off probably at 1 in the morning. I drove back to Newport Beach. My office had a shower in it, and I had a fold-away bed in my office. I remember taking my clothes off so they would stay as fresh as possible, taking a shower, sleeping until like 4:30 in the morning, getting up, getting dressed, out the door by 4:45, and I was standing in front of their house at 6 a.m. and I was taking them to the airport so they could get back to wherever he lived. I don't know where. I think he lived in Mexico or something, or Arizona or something like that. I remember meeting his son, Tommy Arnold III, fourth. It's Tommy Armour. He was a famous golf player, and he had golf clubs named after him. And then there was Tommy Armour Jr. Then there was Tommy Armour III. He's now on the senior tour. And his son, I don't know if he plays golf or not. I know he plays golf, but I don't know if he's professional or not. But I know Tommy Armour Jr., and Tommy Armour III, they were all professionals. It's fun who you met when you were driving limousines. My car finally shifted down in like 2 gears. It stayed 2 gears high to come down that mountain. I guess it was so steep to keep it at 70 miles an hour. I know you guys want me to read that, but I can't read and drive at the same time. That would be bad. I just don't even want to think about it. I bump into somebody. Oh no, I gotta pay. I just saved $40 a month on my insurance by moving to Newport Beach. I am not about to lose my insurance. Wow. How far do we have? I bet you we're within 5 miles, right? Yep. It says 5.0 miles to the 215 and the 15 split. I stay on the 15, head into Corona. I like this truck. I've overkept this truck by years. I should have traded it in and bought something newer by now. Even if I just bought a 2020 or a 2021 F-150, just have something newer, less miles. And what I'm going to try to do is find something with I don't want something with brand new tires on it, because tires on these trucks wear out so fast unless you put Michelin's on them. Well, I did put on my last truck, but I didn't drive it to use out of those. It started freaking out with the entertainment system. It had the Microsoft Sync system in it, and it kind of stopped working. And that's where I couldn't handle it. I was either going to have to replace the whole stereo system, and I didn't know that would probably been the better thing to do at the time. 3 miles. 3 miles to the 215 split. We want to stay on the 15. I hope you guys are having a good time with me here. You stay long enough. In fact, if you stay for 57 minutes, we'll be pulling up to the boat. You'll see the boat. If goofy cell phones in Newport Beach. That guy needs to get home fast. Oh, that guy's having a problem. He's in the emergency lane, doing about 40 miles an hour in the emergency lane with his flasher on. Haha! I've been here on a Sunday at this time of the day, and this was in complete stop and go traffic. You know, on a Sunday night at this time at 10:42, we have I'd say 10:30, 11 o'clock on this section of freeway, and just sat in traffic. And I was in a McLaren. I was in or was I in it might have been an Aventador 700, an LP 700. Maybe. My bad. The neat thing about the Lamborghini Aventador is it is a 4-wheel drive car. That was shocking when Audi came out with a four-wheel drive car that wasn't four-wheel drive to go down a dirt road. It was four-wheel drive for handling. And even though it didn't have as much power as some of the other cars in its class for, what do they call that, racing? It's not really off-road, it's, they called it something. But anyways, in its class, it just tore down the road because it was able to go through turns so much faster with all-wheel drive. They called it the Audi Quattro. And there have been people who bought those for cannonball runs because they handle so well. They got to keep their speed up in turns they would have to normally slow down on. All right, we are 55 minutes away from the boat, and 7.5 miles away. Oh no, that's probably going past 10 or something, and it says, don't get on the 10, it'll stay on the 15. Like, I don't know. Not kidding. It shows you on the maps, it's like, stay to the left when you get to this point, it's 15 miles up. It's actually 7.1 miles up. But it's just being goofy. Okay, passing me that fast on the right, obnoxious. Oh, I wonder what the gas mileage is now. It is 22.1. I thought we'd hit 22 by the time we got down to Cajon Pass, and I was right. But now we're going uphill. We'll probably take that. No, it's going to stay. It's at 22.2. We must be going downhill, even though it looks like we're going uphill. Wow. Oh, now we're really going downhill. Boy, we're in the... once we got within, like, the Los Angeles County area, or Los Angeles area, whatever, man, speeds are picking up like crazy. Wow. Bye, go get a ticket. I'm happy not getting a ticket. Oh. Fontana Rialto. Next right. Yeah, we're coming up on the 215 bypass. Or the 210 bypass. 210. That's how you would go to... well, it's actually how I would go back when we lived in Beverly Hills. I have a funny Beverly Hills story. This is a Beverly Hills story is when I was thousands of miles from Beverly Hills. I'm up in Oregon, and I just crossed over from Washington into Oregon. And I had it in my mind, just get to Oregon, I can see my fuel's low, but I see I'm not far, I'll make it. So I get into Oregon, and I pull up to the gas station. I went up to Oregon, and I come on, where were we in Oregon? What's the big city? Seattle is Washington. No, that's where I went. I went to Seattle, Washington, and I picked up a helicopter for my boss, put it on a trailer, and I'm driving it back to Oh, that's right. I drove right back to Beverly Hills. That was cool. I show up with the helicopter. Yeah, that was the coolest thing ever. We bought a Bell 47 helicopter. The guy was nice. He took off the rear blades. He took off the boom, which is made. It's just all metal bars going back and forth. And he put that on the trailer, so the helicopter's on. We had the dome. I went into a wall. Anyways, I wrapped the dome so that if a rock hit it, it would hit it. So what I did is I wrapped the dome with bubble wrap. I put a piece of cardboard, taped that to the front for bubble wrap. Because I wanted this thing to get back. I have photos of that. I'd find them and show them to you, but anyway, get into Oregon, and I pull into the gas station. I never got gas in Oregon before, but I've gotten gas in New Jersey, and New Jersey will not allow you to pump your own gas. I think they do now, but they wouldn't back then. They had attendants. I hand the guy my credit card, and he asks for my zip code. And I go, 90210. This guy acted like he won the lottery. Like they were having a contest to see who would be the first person to get somebody from Beverly Hills. And here it was me. And I'm in a Ford Explorer pulling a helicopter. I gotta just try nothing else. Open pictures. Go back. Come on. Oh, there it is. Search. Oh, jerk off thing. I couldn't see the search it logo. SUV helicopter. Hopefully it will find a picture of an SUV pulling the helicopter. That's me pulling the helicopter back from Seattle, Washington. That picture I think was taken in the parking lot of the Walmart where I bought all the bubble wrap, and that might have just been the first wrap. That might have had the cardboard in it, or might not have. I wonder if it dates this. Yeah, that was June 18th, 2016. So that was 8 years ago, a little more than 8 years ago. Yeah. That was a fun trip. I drove up. I did non-stop from Beverly Hills. We crossed over into Washington. I got within, I would say, like 20 miles of picking up where I was picking up the helicopter from. And I ended up finding a hotel because I just drove for hours and hours and hours. And it was time for sleep, and it was late at night. It was like 2 in the morning. And this hotel had one room left. And they only had one parking spot. And I just had this small flatbed trailer that I had hauled up there to put the helicopter on. So I had to unhook the helicopter, park the car in the parking spot, roll the helicopter over into like a grassy area, and then wrapped the chain around and locked the trailer to a tree. Didn't go to sleep. And my lady was with me and we went to bed. That was an awesome trip. Still remember that to this day. That was an awesome trip. Is there any other pictures of that helicopter? There's a helicopter. It's a helicopter being towed by a car. No. Oh, that was that stupid helicopter. Oh, there's my SUV. That was my... oh, look at that. That's the helicopter when we put it on top of my boat. See, I was the captain, even back then. We had only had that boat for 3 years at that time. We put the helicopter on it. We've redone the deck. This guy just kept coming up to the boat. He kept coming up. Like every weekend for 3 weeks. Can I talk to the owner? I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to give out his number. Well, can you ask him if the helicopter's for sale? Yeah, it's not really for sale, but I'll let him know that you inquired. And then he just bugged me and bugged me and bugged me, and then one day I just, hang on, I will call the boss, and I'll ask him if he wants to talk to you. So I called my boss. I said, hey, boss. He goes, what's up? I go, that guy's here, and he's asking about the helicopter to your son. He goes, well, it's for sale if the price is right. Hand him the phone. So I walked out and gave him the phone. And that helicopter on top of that boat at that time was the worst thing that could have happened to us. We could not get much work done when we were outside the boat. If you were inside the boat, fine. But if you were outside the boat, it was a 90 questions. Everybody had 90 questions. And he talked to the boss, and they came up, then he came up and he looked at the helicopter. He moved the controls, he looked at the gauges, he checked things on, he actually turned some things on, which we never did with a boat with helicopters up there. We never touched it. The pilot got to touch it, but we never got to touch it. Just wouldn't do that. But he checked it out, he liked it, he made some deal with the boss, and next thing you know, he's out there with some mechanic, like we had to hire. Well, we didn't hire, the pilot hired the guy to put the thing back, because I guess they have to log everything up. The helicopter was taken apart by a mechanic up in Washington when they put it on the trailer. And the mechanic had to log everything. I guess you have to be a licensed aircraft mechanic or something. And then same thing, when they put it together and then they put it on the boat. Then that guy hired the mechanic and they took it apart. They put it on his trailer. And he did something that we didn't, we never did. He took the bubble off and loaded it on the trailer with the helicopter separately. Then it wasn't, he didn't leave it intact like we did. The helicopter was way more intact when I brought it down from Washington than what he had it set up with to take it out to Arizona or wherever he was from. But I heard he called the boss on the way out to his house. The bubble fell out the trailer and it busted on the freeway. It smashed into probably 1,000 pieces. Or were we supposed to do? He goes, would you be interested in buying this back? He goes, yeah, I'll buy it back for this amount if you put a new bubble on it. Never heard from the guy again. That's what happened. That's the helicopter stories. That's a helicopter. Oh, that's the boss's other helicopter. This is the one at his house in the field. See that? That's in the field, what we like to call the parking lot, next to his house. Now it's really nice. They landscaped it. It has this beautiful palm trees and everything. It's gorgeous. They put the fence up and everything. And it just sits in between the palm trees, and they're never going to fly that thing again. It's like he had a thing for helicopters at a time. He liked them. He bought helicopters. Not like Heavy D. That guy. Come on, that guy has a Black Hawk helicopter. That has to be incredible. Go flying around in a Black Hawk. Yeah, I see people typing. I'm sorry I can't say hi. Can I do a backflip? Why? Why would somebody ask me if I could do a backflip? And yeah, I could do a backflip off of a diving board into the pool, but I'm not gonna. What am I gonna do? I'm driving a truck back to Newport Beach. I'm trying to get back to my boat. And the sad part is that when you go so deep into the boat, like especially go into the engine rooms, you're too deep in the boat and the internet just doesn't work. I really need to get internet on the boat. I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. I might see about getting a cellular internet for the boat, and then put something up on the tower that'll broadcast down into the boat. That will be cool. Might have to build like a plastic little box to house it in. I know I can get Starlink, but I talked to the boss about getting Starlink for the boat. He just wasn't interested in spending $150 a month on internet that he probably wouldn't use on a monthly basis. Only me. And he doesn't mind that our Ring camera system, because it's in front of his house, and we have internet at the house. I even have a hotspot right off of the back wall, right by the back door, right, sliding glass door. You can see the boat, and I have the access point right there, but it's just not strong enough to broadcast through the boat. But what I could do is I could probably go up into the chain room. There's the chain room's right there in the bow. It's at the closest point. If I probably just put a repeater up there, but a repeater that would pick up and throw down through a network wire, which I can buy one of those for $35-$40. That might be the way to do it. And then just put an access point like in the wheelhouse, because then no matter they would flood the boat with the internet after that. I'm just going to do that. Then I won't have a monthly fee, and it'll only cost me because I have an access point. I have a beautiful access point, by the way. And I'll just go spend $35, $40 on a repeater. Netlink has one for, I think it's $39. You pick it up at your local Home Depot, which I'm going to tomorrow. So how's that? How far are we from the 91? We ought to be close. We're in Norwalk. There's a bunch of ranches in Norwalk, and I guess they're expensive. The people act so snobbish over here. It's so snobbish. I'm from Newport Beach, and let me tell you, all my neighbors, we're all so cool with each other. No one's snobbish. It's the wealthiest city in the entire United States. It's what is it? Something per capita. The income per capita is higher than Beverly Hills, Bel Air, all these places. And yet, people are just nice, down to earth. People offer to take me to dinner just to chat with me, Who are you? Why are you driving so many exotic cars? Because I take care of 30 exotic cars for my boss. We do. We have. Well, right now it's down, I think, to 24 or 26. He sold a couple cars. I wish he wouldn't have sold the 55 SLR. That was such a beautiful car. I really wanted to drive that car. I never got a chance to. 2 miles to the 91. 2 miles to the 91. I have to slow down to 65 here in a bit. Yeah, I'll bet you the speed limit is already 65. Oh, that's the news. At least it says so on this map. I've just been going and going and going. Corona, next 6 exits. Used to work out here. He had a girlfriend and lived out here in a beautiful house. I even told her if I ever won the lottery, I wouldn't move. It's such a beautiful house. I fixed it up. I paid the mortgage. We were together for a year. At 91 freeway. All right. Yep. I'm going to pay attention to the transition here. So if I'm not talking, it's just trying to pay attention to what's going on. I reset my cruise control to 60. As the speed limit on the 91 is going to drop to 60. By the way, it's not that I don't speed because I don't want to get a ticket, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. I'm doing it because it's a big middle finger to the oil industry for me getting, look at this, 23 miles to the gallon in a Ford F-150. Yeah. Take that freaking overcharging gas companies. Fuel or petroleum companies. Yeah, when gas was $2 and change a gallon, I drove like everyone else. 5-10 miles over the speed limit, sometimes 15. And I just kept up with the speed of traffic, and I was in the left 2 lanes the whole time. Right now, I am going to be in the number 3 lane. That would be the third lane from the left. I'm going to do 65 miles an hour. And again, it has nothing to do with nothing to do with you know, being a proper driver. It's just it's more to do with, you got to save a buck. They're charging you $5 a gallon for fuel now. Crazy. Okay, I don't pay $5 a gallon for fuel because I go to Sam's Club, but they still, I have to go out of my way to get fuel, or work it into my schedule that, hey, I'm going to be here, stop and get fuel while I'm there. And sometimes I have to stop and get fuel when I only have, when I have 3/4 of a tank, because I just have to top it off because I'm in the area, and I don't know if I'll be back in the area for another week. And I can burn a tank a week easy in this truck. I put miles on my truck out here. I'm out off the boat and on my way to places by 8 a.m. at the latest. Most of the time I'm at a job by 7:30, and I'm starting to work. Because like if I work from 7:30 to 4, take a half an hour for lunch, I put my 8 hours in. And sometimes I do a lot more than 8 hours work in 8 hours. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes you get beat up. It takes you 3 hours to do an hour job just because you had to get around a stud or through a corner of a wall, or you just got beat up. We'll see. It's not that far. It's only 13 miles to the 55. That's kind of cool. There is a way I could take the 241 to the 134, whatever it is. You could take the foothill corridor down into the, I guess it's the Tustin corridor that takes you into Irvine, and it drops you right onto Jamboree. And even when you get off of the toll road, it's still like a freeway for an additional like 3 miles through Irvine. And you don't even hit a light until you get all the way over halfway through Irvine to Barranca Parkway. And then it just becomes Jamboree. And Jamboree was actually named after the Boy Scout Jamboree held in Orange County way back when. And they built that road just for the Boy Scouts Jamboree to happen. I know there's still Boy Scouts, there's still men alive that went to that Jamboree, and their memories of where they were was the middle of nowhere in the woods, and they're having their Jamboree. And if you went there now, it'd probably be just Orange County, populated tiki-tack homes. I'm quoting that song, tiki-tack homes. Green River Road. It's the first exit in Riverside County when coming out the 91 into Riverside. Or the last exit as we're going into Orange County. So that's the way we're going. at that. I wonder what the mileage is, because we're constantly going downhill at this point. I don't think we're going to hit very many uphills. Yeah, it's 23.1 miles a gallon now. I remember when the boss bought the boat. We had a 55-foot Sea Ray at the time. Beautiful boat, beautiful. I had more hours on the water with that boat in 1 year. Well, I can't say the total that I have on the water with this boat, because every night I sleep on the boat, it gets logged and I'm on the water. Tonight I'll be on the boat. I won't really count today, but tomorrow it's a day on the water. I live on the water. I live on a boat. I have to take care of a boat. You have to check systems. You check everything. There's things to do. Let's see. BC. We are in Orange County. Coming up on the first exit in Orange County, Jimson Canyon Road. Well, that was years ago. There is no reason for these people to be passing me like total jerks in the right lane. Just no reason for it. There's 2 lanes to the left to pass me, yet they pass me on the right lane. I'm not. Why are you going so slow? I'm doing good. I bet you it's 63.2 now. Yep, 60 or 23.2. Oh, 63.2 would be fantastic. Should be getting more fuel economy than a Prius. Be honest, I want a Ford Lightning electric truck. I could plug it into my work everywhere I go, because I'm an electrician. Guess what I'll do? I'll wire it into the panel. I do want to do a load of clothes when I get in. I do also want to take a nice long shower. Well, I can't take a long shower in the boat. You only got a limited amount of hot water. But you still take a long shower by turning the water on, lathering up, turning the water off, lathering, turning the water on. And then when you're done, sometimes I like to just put it a little bit more to hot and just run it down my spine. Just feel that heat warm up and get into my good after a nice shower like that. Your Belinda Boulevard. If I could do to the boat what I if the boss just wouldn't limit me, I would have the boat in the shipyard. I would have them redo the shower pan in my shower, because it's not perfectly level for the boat. It's like it's downhill towards the bow. And when I'm done with my shower, I take my feet and I keep rinsing the water over to the drain. And I do it for a good 5 minutes, but you know what? When I'm done, the shower pan is pretty empty, and what water is left usually evaporates before I'm home, if I'm gone for 8 hours. But it's just one of the little ticks in the back of my head that I just don't like about the boat. My shower pan's not correct. It should have been steeper because boats rock back and forth. I'm taking a shower while the boat's at sea. I'll bet you it would drain just fine, but it should be deeper. My last boat, let me tell you, it had a very deep V in the shower. Very deep drain, the pan. And like all my boats before, I had a wooden, a teak wood grate that I stood on. Maybe that's what I need to do, just put a new grate in there. But I should probably also do something to get it to drain to the center. And I could go in there and probably build something, but to make it waterproof and blah, 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 blah. Maybe I should just talk to the local plumber over at the shipyard. Just asking me, what would you do if this did this? Is there a simple solution that I can do? I'm just curious. If you don't want to tell me, that's fine, but if you have a chance, I'll buy you a beer. I should do that. Just walk over to Larson's, find the plumber, see if I can buy him lunch at Billy's in the Bay. It's a restaurant right up the way. It's a nice restaurant too. And I would think a boat plumber would probably have a taste for seafood, because it's a seafood restaurant. Anyways, that's what I'm doing. Lakeview Avenue, 55 freeway, Costa Mesa, 1.5 miles. So I think it's time to get over to the left. The left 2 lanes here, split off at the 91, and then take you south right into Newport Beach. It actually drops into Newport Boulevard, which is kind of cool. I don't even have to turn when I get off the freeway. I just drive. I drive up to a light that's red a lot of the times, or sometimes it gets blue, and then just drive down Newport Boulevard onto the peninsula. Literally drives over PCH on a bridge, continues as a bridge across a little part of the bay, and then you're on the peninsula. Then one turn, I'm on the street I live off of. So you think about it, I drive from Las Vegas, I turn out of the driveway from the mansion, I make a left turn out of the driveway, I make a right turn onto a main drag, I take it all the way down to the freeway, make a left, I get on the freeway. I transfer from 2 freeways, 3 freeways, then I make a left turn, and I'm home. I transfer to 3 freeways, yeah. The 215 to the 15, the 15 to the 91, the 91 to the 55. The 55 turns into Newport Boulevard, I don't turn left or right. And then I make a left turn onto my street, park my truck, walk across the street, get on my boat. That's a pretty cool life, huh? Wow. Orange County. The 55, I believe, is a. No, this is a state route. 55 is, I believe, is a state route. But it's amazing is how nice this road is. It's nice, smooth. They maintain this road pretty well. It's been all torn up past the 5. They're doing a lot of construction down there. But it's just going to be like this when they're done. It's going to be nice again. I don't know exactly what they're doing. To be honest, I see no improvements to all the work they're doing. But obviously there was something wrong with something. That's why they're doing it. But I don't see, it's not like they're widening the freeway, changing an off-ramp or something. But they do what they do. It's, government bureaucracy. What are we supposed to know about what the government does? I guess we vote for it. Hey, did you guys watch my channel? If you guys subscribe to my channel, there's some cool videos on there. You'll see a lot of my electrical stuff that I come across. I come across some horrible wiring. I should have taken a video of this last one, but the house I was working at, we're doing a remodel. It was built in the 1970s, the early 1970s. And back then, they allowed houses to be wired in aluminum wiring. And I guess copper-clad aluminum was just coming onto the market. It was coming onto the scene, and they offered it. And because it's a reduced rate, hey, it's copper-clad aluminum. It's just as good as copper, but it has aluminum, so it's cheaper. No, it's not. It's crap. They had a 30-amp air conditioning line run to the back of the house in case the people installed air conditioning. Well, no one in the, 40, 50 years that house has been up has put air, I think it's 40, let's see, 70, 2002, that would be 30, 40, 50 years. Okay, so for 50 years that this house, 52 years that this house has been up, because it was built in 72. No one ever installed air conditioning in this house. It had heating, but no one ever installed air conditioning. And it's getting a huge transformation because they're not even putting that air conditioner in the house. They're putting a heat pump in the house. A heat pump. This is a true heat pump. No gas, just electric, just pumps back and forth, and it is more efficient than just an air conditioner. So, how cool is that? It does still pulls 30 amp. It runs off of a 30 amp circuit. So, I yanked out all that copper-clad aluminum. And everybody thought, oh, why are you doing that? Because if you cut it, the copper-clad slides across the aluminum, and it looks like it's 100% copper, even though it wasn't. And so I said, look, it's actually copper-clad because you scrape it, and then you see the aluminum. Scrape it, and see aluminum. Cut it, the copper swipes across the aluminum, and it looks like it's 100% copper, even though it's not. I cut a piece of the wire. I gave it to the realtor. I go, bend this. He goes, yeah. I handed him 100% copper. I go, bend this. He goes, oh. "Whoa, that's different." I go, "Yeah, that's 100% copper. That's aluminum. That's crap. This is good." I had a 50-foot spool of 10.2, which is 30 amp compatible, on my truck. Wouldn't you know, that freaking pool was 72 feet long. I don't splice wires in the attic. No, not on a 30 amp freaking, no. You can do it. You can buy this thing for $12. I could have bought a 25-foot spool of 10.2s, put the two together and made the run. Nah. Spend, what was it? I think it totaled out to $62. More than a 50-foot spool to buy a 100-foot spool. Pull the run in one run. Hey, I got 28 feet of 10.2 I get to use sometime. Doing something. I don't know what. Now I gotta put a piece of liquid tight from the 30 amp cutoff box that I put on the wall on the outside of the house. There's supposed to be 2 staples on the wall coming down to the height where I put that box on the wall. I put 4. A friend of mine was an inspector, and he said, whenever you do to code, and you do everything and you spec it to code, it passes code, but just remember, you're doing the least amount of work possible to get it to pass code. What you want to do is surpass code. So I took his lead, I took his belief, and when I do things past code. There's these clamps for Romex to screw in, and you put a nut on it for metal boxes. You're only allowed to have 2 coax codes cables when you go through those. I'll use the butterflies. They're rated for 3 wires. I'll put 2 in it. They're better. Sometimes if I have to put 3 wires through, I'll use a butterfly. Butterflies pass for 3 wires. More expensive, they're hard to find. Most of the time I have to order them online, wait for them to get delivered. Hey, DTC Electric Supply, I'm going to give them a call. See if they do not happen to have butterflies. I don't have to freaking order them all the time. Not even Walter's Electric carry them. Hey, look at this. We're only 10 minutes away from the boat. Wow. I saw a company back there. It's a Cannabis Supply. And they sell things to help you grow cannabis. Well, the feds staked out a place like that, and they took down the license plates of anybody and everybody who went in and bought stuff from there. But it was called a something bionics, or whatever. The term where hydroponics. Well, these people like growing their tea. They went into that store. They bought some stuff to grow their tea using hydroponics. They went home and they grew their tea in wherever they did, using these hydroponics. The feds got a warrant and raided their house looking for marijuana because it's still a federal offense. And they're sitting there not understanding why mom's in the kitchen making dinner, dad's watching the news or reading his tablet, and kids are playing video games. And the police bust into their house. Police, we have a warrant! You can read about that story. I'm sure it's even on YouTube. But that's what that's the first thing that comes to mind when I see a hydroponic store. Not that you could buy stuff there to grow marijuana. No. That if I go there and buy anything, the police are going to take my license plate down, follow me home, go through my trash, because that's what they did. They went through their trash, tested tea leaves. The tea leaves came back positive for marijuana, even though it wasn't. That's what happens when you just do a field test. Go to a judge, got a freaking search warrant to bust in on a citizen's home because they bought something at a legal store to buy what they bought, to grow something that's completely legal, and nothing wrong with growing tea. But that's all they wanted to do, was grow tea. Anyways, I remember it was the Institute for Justice. They took that case. You could probably even read on their website, the Institute for Justice, about that particular case. Just look up warrant for hydroponics, searching license plates, or, recording license plates from people buying from a hydroponic store, and a warrant raid for growing tea. I'm sure that'll pop it up. Hey, 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Let's see if you can see the boat. If the tide's high, you might be able to see. You might be able to walk over. I'll show you. A nice long drive. Still got to do a load of clothes. I'm going to set my alarm for 4 a.m. and I'm going to put a load of clothes in the bathroom, or in the laundry. Have that go off. They'll set in there from probably 1 until 3. For 3 hours, I'll be sitting there damping my washing machine. I don't think that's the end of the world, but at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll get up, go put my washings into the dryer. I have a full, fresh load of clothes in my dryer, and it's been in there. I wash my clothes, I put them in the dryer, I ran them that night, they dried. I got up in the morning, I ran the dryer again, know they're absolutely dry, and then I went to Las Vegas, and I said, you know what, I will fold those clothes when I come back, but the nice thing is, when I come back, I will have a dryer full of freshly cleaned clothes. And just like I said, every time I get off the freeway, not every time, but majority of the time, I come up to a red light. And this is the red light. I just entered the freeway. This is where I am, a red light. We're in Costa Mesa, Triangle Square is right across the street. We're going to go straight down Newport Boulevard all the way to the peninsula. We're going to cross PCH, and we're just going to make a left turn, and I'm going to park my truck, and we're going to walk over to my boat. Okay, we're going to park the truck, pull out my wagon, put my blankie in there, my dirty clothes from Las Vegas, and some clothes that I bought, or some food and stuff that I bought while I was in Las Vegas. And I'm going to go to my boat. What is going on here? Legit streetcar was going off in my headphones. I could hear him talking. Oh, you knew the lines right now for the boys. Oh, smoke and trouble. Oh, smoke 2 joints in the morning, smoke 2 joints at night. I smoke 2 joints. Uh, Smoke 2 joints in the morning, smoke 2 joints at night, smoke 2 joints in the afternoon. It makes me feel alright. I smoke 2 joints in time of peace and 2 in time of war. I smoke 2 joints before I smoke 2 joints, and then I smoke 2 more. Smoke 2 joints. That's a crazy song. Oh, I don't smoke joints, but I still think the freaking song is funny. Ah. I used to go into chat rooms and I would type out the lyrics to songs. I would sing the song by, typing it out. I would see if somebody else would sing the next line. And if they would sing the next line, I would sing the line after that. And see if we could go back and forth. And I could get people to do it. It was fun. That was back in the day. The internet was for chat rooms. Look at that. Passing industrial way. All right, we got Hogue. And then it's just going across PCH. You're on the peninsula. There's a few different ways I can go to get to my boat. I mean, I could pass it and come back some other ways, just to be different. It's just weird. Oh, freaking hospital way. Oh, we are 2 minutes. We'll be back in 2 and 2. That was Love Connection. I'm Chuck Lorre. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Oh, Laguna Beach, Huntington Beach. Well, that's right. You can go down that, and there's a left turn to go south, and there's a right turn to go north. PCH. We are now crossing over PCH, and we're now crossing over the harbor. And that's just it. We're on the peninsula. Yay, we're coming up to a red light. The light is red. Okay. Let's take this red light. This is one happening area. Let me tell you, I can park right now, but come the Christmas light show parade thingamabob, I am going to be screwed. In fact, I should talk to my friend. I have a friend who has a business. I could ask him if I can park in his parking lot during the Christmas parade, because you can't park on the street, or I'll just have to start coming home after midnight. When the boats stop. I'll figure out. What time do the boats stop running, and people start. It won't be midnight, but probably like 8 or 9 o'clock. Oh, wait. That's the first. I'm looking at my reverse camera, and I look for the crosshairs for the parking spots, Okay, now I'm in it now. All right, so I shall be going over to my boat, but I have to load my clothes, and my blanket, and my groceries before we walk to the boat. Hey, you can watch here. We'll see. So first things first is I grab my wagon. This is my wagon here. I'll just show it to you, and then I'll just go. A lot of boaters have these. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you out, and I will just start loading up loading up my little trailer, my trailer wagon. I call my wagon a trailer. Oh, remember, I'm an idiot. All right. Oh, look at that. There's an old limousine. I don't even take those anymore. I mean, when I had a limo service, I understood it, but don't really understand it now. I'm going to put you right here. See, can you see? Not really, huh? But can you see there? Maybe turn the headlights off. I don't know. Maybe turn the headlights off if you leave the parking lights on. Do this. Can you see? Here's my chargers. All right. So I bought some silverware while I was out there because I found a perfect set for the boat for $10. I couldn't pass it up. The groceries that I bought. My blinky. Ah. Now I gotta get my 30 foot. Oh, truck is locked up for the night. This is everything I got to take to the boat. I will show you the boat before I unload this. I'll do that after everything's done. Well, let's walk over to the boat now. We're gonna go see the boat. I promise this, so I will show the boat to everybody. Hey, Larry's home. I can tell by his. Oh no, I don't say. Oh, there's my neighbor's car. I don't know where's Larry's parked. Huh. Judy's home. I can see her car. We're walking to the boat. Walter White streaming. Oh, I don't look like Walter White. That would be funny. Oh, sorry, I had to open the gate. The gate. Oh, you have to put some pressure on that gate back there to get that thing to open. But here, I'm going to put the phone forward now so you guys can see the boat. We're walking out to the boat. And that is not my boat. That is not my boat. That is my boat. That is the Aviator. Oh, and the tide is up. So this is good. Because when the tide's up, the internet's okay. When the tide's down, that's when it's bad. So, I'll walk over here. Oh, look at that. Clothes came out. We want to, come on, don't do that. There we go. My wagon was giving me a little bit of problem coming down the ramp. Okay. So one of the first things we do when we come on the boat is we turn the water on. We always turn the water off while we're gone. Because what you don't want to do is have the boat flood full of fresh water while you're gone. That would be bad. So now I got water on the boat. You can see that's where it's connected. Boat. And this is my view here, the Electric Boat Company, and they make these in New. No one puts it up. No one puts it. No one puts it back whenever I leave. I don't know why. I can always tell it back whenever I leave. I don't know why. I can always tell somebody's been on the boat. No one's been on the boat. No one's taken the Duffy out. Duffy still got. Oh, I have the new plug for it. I get to put a new plug on that tomorrow. This is the boat. This is the inside. This is called the main salon. This is the main area. That's a little fireplace over there, and it heats this room up really nice if you need it. It's the entertainment system in there. Has all the background music and surround. There's a bar down those steps. You go back. Well, let's go down. See, there's a light switch over here somewhere, and that's a bar. Yeah, there's a bar area. Oh, and it sleeps 4 people in there. Off to the side, there are 2 beds on each side. And then this is the main dining area. It's to the back of the wheelhouse. And then here's my wheelhouse. And there's my chart maps. And then my chart table. I have 2 VHF radios here. I want to land to sea or cyan there. And then I have my radar, GPS. I have weather information, depth finder, autopilot. That's that bottom screen there. And then I have a sunroof, a total sunroof opens up. you can see all my controls and, you know, port motor controls, starboard motor controls, transmission, my helm. I got switches and doodads and everything down there. Now we go down here. It's going to get nice and dark. Let me turn a light on. Boom. And this is the forward salon. And this is where we have our theater. And there's my sunglasses that I left and kept looking all over for. And that's why I couldn't find them. Because I live here. Okay. But that's our television here. Oh, you can barely see it. You can't even tell. It's so dark. But if I turn it on, dun, 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 it should have my Roku. So there should be like a fish tank video going. Yay, the fish tank video. I like that. I usually leave it on, but I was gone so long I just turned it off. That door there that's below the TV, because there's steps, if you can look, there's some steps. That goes into the forward cabin. That is the master berth. I will not go in there. That's not mine. That's the owner's cabin. Here's my galley. That's where I make all my meals. And, yeah, it's supposed to look like an old boat. Like this fridge is supposed to look old, but it's actually not. It's only a couple years old. It's like new. And I got a built-in microwave here. But we bought the microwave that matched it's supposed to look old, but it's not. Trust me, that's new too. It's all digital. And then I have a little ice maker here. I actually have quite a few of these throughout the boat in the bar. There's 2 of those. And I think there's also one in the master berth. And I got some storage and my stuff. Look at it. That's where our Walter cooks his meals. And then we have back here, this is the engine room. Let me find that light switch. Where is it at? Boom. And these are Detroit 1271s. And they produce almost 1,000 horsepower each. And they are fantastic motors. And that's my deckhand's stuff. He's constantly working and leaving stuff right there. I wish he would put it away every time, but he doesn't. And here's my laundry. That's where I will do my laundry. Ooh, let's look at my water tank. Let's see. My water tank is pretty much full. My holding tanks are empty because I don't really use them on the boat there rather than go while the boat's just sitting at the dock. There's no reason to, because then I have to get a pump out service. And then now, if we go to the other side of the boat, through the forward salon, and this is my quarters. This is the captain's quarters. And there we go. I have 2 bunks in here. There's my bunk. You can see it's a little bigger, but that's my bunk. And then there's a first mate's bunk. So the first mate bunk is there. My bunk is there. Yes, I have a table for this. I just have it down right now. And I have my own little sink in my room. Then I have a bathroom with a shower. That's my shower. I have a medicine cabinet here. I have a nice light. It makes it nice and brighter in here with that. Keep that closed. I have my own little fridge. Keep stuff in my fridge. And just little things that I keep up here. This is normally the light that I carry when I'm doing a live stream because it will. It's pretty cool. One of the filaments burnt out, but it's still pretty cool. There you go. You see one filament burnt out. Oh, it has 3. And here's the thing. It's only in one temperature. If I press the button that changes, I think there you go. If I change the colors, it's only burnt out in one temperature. That temperature. But here, it's not burnt out. Here, it seems like it's supposed to have both filaments on, and this one has only one. And in here, you can see it's burnt out. But if I go RGB, it totally works. Red, green, blue, then yellow, magenta, teal, and then it does whatever. And then I can just go bright. There, ta-da! Yeah, just stuff I use for my live streams. I thought that's the power button. I thought I was turning it off. No, I'm not turning it. Maybe it's this one. Hey, but then this is off, right? I can't see off. Oh, I didn't realize it's the actual color temperature button. That's off. Okay, close you. You're done. Well, that's a tour of the Aviator. I hope you liked it. For those of you here, I'll give you guys shouts out. Oh, nice one. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it. Can you hold anything in the room? What do you mean? Was there a guy behind you? No, it was probably just a mirror. How long do you stay there? I'll be here probably all week, till the weekend. Turn around. There's a guy behind you. I must have been just oh, I know what you saw. You saw that head in here, didn't you? I'll bet you saw this. It's not a guy. Oh, that my thumb slipped. That's not a guy. It's a bust. My boss has a bust on his boat. I think this is Caesar. Julius Caesar. Anyway, yeah, he's Italian, so we have that bust. Every time I go out, I have to take this whole thing down. This is a big marble round slab. I have to take it off. I have to take this, and I have to take it down into the bar and put it in one of the bunks and strap it down. And I take that big bus and I put it into another one of the bunks, and then I strap it down. And then if you look, we have chandeliers. You can't go out to sea with chandeliers. They'll just whack into the walls and everything, right? Now, I have these little hooks. I don't know if you can see it, but there's these little hooks. And I got one here, one up here, right here. Again, on the same two on the other side. And I tie this off when I go out to sea. And I just tie it off with some clear fishing line. But I tie it off from straight across. So it doesn't bugger anybody walking by. And this boat's really stable in most of the coastal seas. Yeah, we get off the continental shelf and the big waves. Yeah, that's a little different. But coastal-wise, it's usually very smooth. It's really smooth. This is a very stable boat. It's 100-foot long, so it's not like a 50-foot yacht like we had before. We had a 55-foot yacht. Here, I'll walk off the front of the boat. Let's just go up to the front. I like to leave my deck lights on. People tend not to walk on your boat when there's lighting. But people had walked on my boats before. But I have a sitting area here. And there's a tanning area up here. Boss's house. I don't want him to come out, so I'm not going to walk up any further, just in case he's in there watching TV and he's on his couch. What's Walter doing? But we're going to go up to the upper deck. And if you walk in here, this takes you up to what's called the helo deck. You see that? It says helo pad. And I can open this panel up. Here we go. And now we're up on the upper deck of the boat. And I have some tables and benches here. And it's just awesome. Look at the view I get while I'm up here. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not a boat. It's I just call it my boat. Oh. Wow. I don't know where the wind blew one of my pads away. I remember that windstorm. About 2 weeks ago, we had a really bad windstorm. And obviously, it blew one of my pads away. I haven't been up here in 2 weeks. There was no reason for me to come up here. But now I got to tell the boss, hey, boss, one of our pads blew away. And I have no clue where it is. And to go looking for it now is like crazy. All my other pads are still here, but I snapped all these down. I snapped that one down too, but obviously it's just what happened. He's going to be very disappointed when he hears that news. Because, see, there's a little pad up here, and there's no pad here. And you can see it's kind of really dingy and dirty because, the dirt gets under the pad. Wow, I am extremely bummed about that. Well, I'll get a quote on that and get it replaced. I can't take responsibility for it. It was Mother Nature, not me, that caused that thing to go. All right. Well, that was a tour of the boat. I don't know if you can see me. I'll flip it around to me, but there you go. I'll say goodnight to you all now. I'm going to go throw a load of clothes in, take a nice shower, and get a good night's sleep. Hope you do too. It was a pleasure having you here. Love you all. Can you be a hello pad if there's no pad? Oh, can it be a helipad? Well, no, it's no longer a helipad. That was put up there when this used to be a helipad, and we used to land a Bell 47 on this. That was that helicopter I showed you guys. I don't know if you were with me when I showed you guys, but we used to have. I'm opening my other phone. Let me get it open. See, it might be actually have the picture. Like here, I don't know if you can see this, but that was one of our helicopters. That's one that he has at the mansion out in Las Vegas. And if I go into the future, oh, this is the same place where I'm at now. This is a picture of our helicopter. That's a Bell 47 helicopter on this deck that I'm on right now. But the deck has been reworked. This guy basically begged the boss to buy the helicopter. And here's my trip up to Washington State. Right, this was in 2016. So that was me in my old Ford Explorer. That thing's long gone. I sold that years ago. But this was me in 2016. I bought the well, my boss bought the helicopter. I went up, picked it up for him, and I drove it back to Beverly Hills before I took it down to Marina Del Rey, and we put it on the boat. And here's another picture. And there's another picture of it from another angle. But there's another picture of the helicopter on the helipad. But as you can see now, if I go back here and I show you, now it has these seating and tables. So you can't have a helicopter up here anymore. But the boss, I guess, basically, for memory reasons, he never took off the helipad sign. It's kind of because it was at one time. No, I don't drive. No, he had a pilot. And it was funny. That pilot, he lived in Washington, in the state of Washington. And whenever the boss knew he was going to use the helicopter or something, he would fly down here and he'd do up whatever to the helicopter and take the boss to wherever he needed to be. But the helicopters are used because time is something the boss can't buy. The most he can do is use his time most efficiently with the best tools that he can get. And the helicopter is one of those tools that can help. You work for James Bond. That's it is. Oh, I will let the boss know that you said that. That is really cool. That's funny. Have you ever brought her to Hawaii? No, I want to make that trip so bad. I dream about it because what they call this boat, they say it has the legs to go there. This boat has a 5,000 mile well, you can't really say 5,000 miles. That's stretching it. That's the absolute limit. I doubt that you could get that. But I have the capability of holding 3,000 gallons of fuel on this boat. Hello from Germany. I'm not even going to try to say the name. But yeah, with 3,000 gallons of fuel, and we can burn at a cruise approximately like 5 gallons an hour. That's both motors. That's 2.5 gallons an hour per motor. Now, you also have to take into that math the zero point 0.5 gallons an hour the genset takes. But here, we'll just do the math. But here, remember, you're always fighting against currents, so it might be the actual amount or the actual speed the boat was going, but when you take into consideration the currents and everything, and you totaled it up, you'll end up finding out your math was incorrect. But 5.5. Oh wait, first off, you're supposed to do 3,000. That's the gallons of fuel. Then you divide that by 5.5. That's how many gallons an hour. And you come up with this figure 545 hours. 0.454545. It just keeps going. And then you times that by your miles per hour. Well, actually, see, I'm doing 11 knots. That's 13, about 13 miles an hour. Times 13. And I don't trust this at all. It says 7,090 miles. There's no way it'd be 7,090 miles. I'm thinking it's more like 5,000 miles. So I'll trust my 5,000 mile range, and that's all, you know. So you plan for 4,000 mile range, and you plan with your fuel and oil. Because remember, I got to change oil on trips like that. You watch. No, I don't know who that is. Is executive. uh, what do you call a fish with an eye? Fish. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. It was a pleasure having you all here. And I got to get my stuff off because I just got back from Vegas. I got to load my boat. I got to get my laundry started. I got to take a shower. Probably got to shave. I haven't shaved the side of my face or my head in a couple of days. So I want to get that done. And I want to get a good night's sleep. I have to be up and out of here no later than 10 a.m. That's the latest I can be out here because where I parked my truck, they'll let me park there for 2 hours after 8 a.m. And that would be 10 a.m. And then I have to move my even if I'm going to stay here, I have to be out and move that truck by 10 a.m. So I'm going to call it a night, call it a day. You guys were awesome. I hope you guys all have a great day. Love you all. Please subscribe. Check out the channel. It's some pretty funny stuff out there. And just have a great day. Love you all. Bye, guys. Here, I got to put my glasses on. I see you're all texting at the last second. And are you... my uncle. Hi, son. Thank you. Appreciate it, Adam. Bye, Charles, executor. Bye-bye.